izinto eziningi enizifundile, right? Mhlambe just before we start, please allow me to come closer to you. Do you understand? Because we are one big family. Ngizobuza nje umbuzo owodwa, ngibuze ngala. Alright. Bese ngizoyikhethela abazophendula. Nekhumbula bathi piti bota, dry futa, futele mame. Noma kusashiwo njalo manje. Sekuthiwa manje. Kusashiwo njalo? Okay, fine. Bantwana bami, what are you hoping to learn today? Asisekeni isikisi ngizophinde ngibuze nangesiZulu. Namhlanje ngifisa ukufunda ini. Nisole ngathi ngizofunda namhlanje. Yabo ubuka le ndawo sikuyona, ubuka iscreen, ubuka abantu nje osisi nobhuti abahle nana. Usole ngathi ngizofunda namhlanje. Right? Uzosho igama lakho usukumume ngenyawo uthi hi, igama lakho sibona ngiqhama kuphi nendawo. Mina namhlanje ngizofunda ngathi ngizofunda into ukuthi
sanibonani, igama lami Agcobile Mashiqwana, iqhamuke eLitchfield ngase Eastern Cape eNgcobo. Nginomnyaka o-11. Into engifisa ukuthi sifunde namhlanje ufunde uku-act mhlambe noma noma sifunde izinto esifisa kuba futhi sibe sona bese sibadala.
Makelezi. Right, piti bota, dry futa, futele mame. Aresa makapa, choose get away. Yeah, awusichazele. Namhlanje mucabanga yini engizoyifunda. Usona sengathi namhlanje kwenzakalani emhlabeni. Thatha i-microphone uyichaze ukuthi ubani ngabani bese uyasitshela ngegele. Umuhle yazi. Umuhle uyishisi mina. Sabe, abantu bayathanda woza mina. Okay, ubani ungasabi. All right.
Sanibonani, igama lami Uyanda Sibongabambo. Namhlanje ngikholwa ukuthi sifunda cultural, food and music. Nezinto esizozenza like sidlale ngaphandle indigenous games.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let the game begin. Igama lami ngubaba uSimo, ngumkhulu uSimo, noma yini engahleka enganifikela ngoba sekukhulekile bona. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we start, bengisacela ngala ekhaya kaZwide kaNcumane. Can you please stand up? Nina nizohlala phansi nibukele ngala cela nisukume. Right. DJ, ngisacela ungiphe nje ingoma. Ngifuna ukuthi niz express, ngifuna nijive ngazo ukuthi for 2 minutes, no 2 minutes ukuthi niveze ukuthi niyanoba niyakwazi ukujive. Niyakwazi ukujive. Ubani umajive nomkhulu esikoleni. All right, my selector, I'm going to give it 2 minutes. I'll go back, please. Ahead. That's too low. What's? Yeah. See how this comes. Right, sesingala, could you please stand up? Ngicela sibagcwalisele sibakhombise thina sowani. She's my selector. Asho! Yeah. What's up? Sorry. Very long minute score. Osanina, Osana Pambili. Let the praise in a Pambili. Yeah, man. Alright, into ezokwenzeka nonke nizosukuma le nto ezoyenza mayithi cela sonke siyenze. We are one big family as competing singenza ndawo, you understand? So cela sukume, cela wena usichoreograph. Mawuthi soyakala, mawuthi sokwenza le nto oyenzayo. Are you ready? Alright, bathatha. Shisa mayiselect. Can you give a big round of applause to people? Yeah. What we are doing right here is to give you an opportunity to express yourselves. But remember, it's a beautiful thing, I must say. We are trying. Nibe yingane zaNkulunkulu kumthando nendaba nani. So umntwana mangabe ekhala ingoma uyayidansela ngoba yabo awakazi nane prize yesikwa nempuphu nanani. Keep it that way, have fun. Ngiyabonga kakhulu bantwana bami manikhula ekukhuleni kwenu, nikhule nihloniphe niyithobe. I fell in love how yabo kade sibingelana sanibona njani, but the parts that took me ilithi singezwa kuwena. There, I don't know, it's been a long time since I last heard those words, because my brother, we are one big family. This session is all about learning. We're going to be learning from you, and so when we greet, we say Sawubona, and then, all right. Do you know the difference between Sawubona and Sanibona? All right. I have an amazing lady who's going to be helping us to understand the difference between Sawubona and Sanibona. She will definitely explain. But these kids, they went on by saying Singezwa Buena, meaning that they are showing interest into how I am feeling, to understand, because people can create and say Sawubona and then it ends there. But when you go deeper and say Singezwa Buena, then it allows you to cough out and say exactly how you feel, because we need each other, to understand, we need to coexist. Let me keep it that way, all right? Let me not waste time. It's just that I love people, I love kids, and right. Without wasting any time, good people, we have an amazing facilitator, right? Usis Nomumam Swaz, right? She is something else. She's an actor. She's so dynamic, fluid, and flexible. I'm super excited to share the stage with her today, simply because she's now taking another shape. She's getting into the space of incorporates, right? But I will explain the difference between the municipality, government, and corporates. We all need to get into the corporates because there's more moolah in corporate, but the story for another day. But I'm trying to bring about the balance when it comes to the languages. Kodwa ngiyafisa ukusho lo bantwana bami ukuthi uma ngabe esikoleni nifunda kakhulu ngesiZulu. I did mention this yesterday ukuthi never ever look down upon yourselves. Ningazibukeli phansi makwenzeka nihlangana nezingane ezifunda ebelungwini. Ngiyangizwa bantwana bami? Ningalinge nizibukele phansi mangabe nihlangana nezingane ezifunda ebelungwini. Nani nibalulekile, lokho nikufundayo kubalulekile, nihloniphe othisha benu, nibathande babazali benu. All right, let's cut the chase. All right. Uswazi Mukwena. I'm just hoping ukuthi Uswazi uzosifundisa ibit of isiSuthu. Angazi noma sikhona noma kanjani. So, ngicela sinikeze a big round of applause. Mshayele izandla aze afike phambili. You may be seated. All right. We also have a gentleman called Ziad. Am I pronouncing correctly? Thank you so kindly. Ziyad has a book. Let me quickly check. It's called The Glowing Gate. Isango elikhazimulayo linento nje ethizeni lesango lakhona. Alright, bantwana bami, just for the benefit of learning, umntwana lo okhuluma ngokudla, ngeculture, indigenous games and okukhulu kakhulu sizofunda ngokubhalwa kwencwadi. Wonke umuntu mayiphila usuke enendaba angakwazi ukuyishicilela phansi. Mase usukwazi ukubhala incwadi njenganale incwadi elibonayo. Indaba yakho, izinto odlule kuzona empilweni bese uyayibhala. Mase usuyibhalile abantu bayayithenga incwadi yakho, mase beyithengile incwadi ukwazi ukuphila ngodaba lakho. Therefore bantwana bami, ngifuna masiphuma la sibe siqala sikhuluma ukuthi kanti wena yiphi incwadi ofisa ukuyibhala, yini into oyibonile emphakathini la uphila khona, yini oyibonile esikoleni kanjani. So ngicela ubaba uZiyad simnikeze a big round of applause as he joins us in the stage. Right, thank you so kindly, brother. And we also have Kuvera. Am I pronouncing correctly? Kuvera Cheti. Oh, wow. Hey, Kuvera. But you can see it, there's something cool here. Right, Kuvera, the book is called Lumina. Am I pronouncing correctly? Oh, Lumina. All right, the intonation, I said Lumina, then Lumina. Did I not get it? Lumina. Lumina. Thank you so kindly. Can you please give her a big round of applause as she comes on stage? Can I hold your hand? Thank you. Right. I'm trying to be a gentleman. When the lady comes, makam goes fazan, ezokuphuma ama-steppies. Dani umbambe isandla. Umuntu omdala ephethe kanzima mphathisa. Mawubona umuntu omdala wena uhlezi phansi emngenyawo wena uyamsukumela. Neze ngisho abantwana bami sizofunda izinto enjani sibuyisa manje ubuntu nenhlonipho nentobeko. Right. Without wasting any time, good people, please allow me to have a seat. Please have a beautiful conversation. We are the students of Impilo. We would like to learn a lot from you, from your books, from your culture, from your background. We also want to know that how do we interact? And we will also share how we would like to interact with you. Let me make an example. I think I've touched base on this. Tina, when we grow up, we get told not to keep much of an eye contact. You know what I'm saying? Some of these kids won't be able to look through your eyes just like that, simply because nation of respect, you don't look into the elder's eye for quite a long. Like you can browse and then you look away. But now, where we live, some other people, they will think that when you're not keeping an eye contact, you are dodgy. So please bear with us if we are unable to keep an eye contact for quite a long time. It is our own culture. Secondly, us, when we meet, whether it's a stranger or somebody that you haven't met before, you greet, Sawubona, Sanbona. Then you start a conversation in the middle of nowhere. You don't just get into the lift and keep quiet while there are people inside and look at the numbers 10, 9, 8, 7. That is not humane. So we need to learn to say so, because even if you come across somebody who's kind of like a criminal, it's not easy for him or her to rob you when you say Sawubona or Sanbona. It disarms them. It reminds them the younger selves and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a story for another day. Let me love you and leave you. Mkwena. Ausi, kuyadubelisa, hope you're good. Ubelelithathile mina nathi kuyaleboga Ausi.
Iyaleboga mdade waka. Abuti waka. Before I start the program, sanibonani. How ngaze ngajabula ukuthi ngishade ngihleli nani. I'm so honored to be here today. I think when I saw you kids coming in, ngivele ngahlangana. Ngiyayithanda ingane. Ngiyayithanda nje. So ngiyabonga uNkulunkulu ukuthi uhlanganiselane namhlanje. You guys are the best audience ever. At this moment, I'm going around the college around KZN, ngihambela iy'kole ey'fana nani, ngihambela abantu abafana njengani, ngiyafundisa abantu i-bullying, even though it's not part of this, but abantwana ngibathanda kakhulu. Ngiyayiqhenya ngani ukuthi ngila namhlanje, ngibonga nothisha benu ufunda kuthiwa ibotshwa esemanzi bakusasa. La phakathi kwenu kukhona ama-actors, khona engizwile ekhuluma ethi ufuna uku-act njengami, bakhona la. Nakhona futhi la platform e-right ngoba kuqala ekubhaleni, inspiration iqala ecabangeni, uyayicabanga into uyibhale, bese kufika abantu abafana nami senizoyenza lena-ke niyibone ngamehlo lento esuke uyibhaleni. Right, niya-understand ngithi ngiyabonga ukuthi la bantu abangezwa, so pay attention, nilalele, ngizozama ukukhuluma ngesingisi nangizulu ngoba kufuneka ngibhalansise njengoba kade shilo ngizama ukuthi by the way igama lami nguswazi wakamkwena ngiqhamuke Chesterville, so I'm very proud again ukubona iy'kole eziyithuza zaselokishini lami zila ngicela ishayele izandla. Nami ngaqala nginganani, nami ngangifunda la eChristopher Xhumalo many years ago. Namhlanje ngineminyaka eminingi ngikwazi ukuyisho ngoba ngizosuke ngihleke sengimdala kakhulu, base ngangihlala kanje nami nganginephupho lokuba umlingisi, umculi, umdlali weshashalazi, umdlali waku-radio. Ngangihleli ngingazi ukuthi ngizokwenza kanjani, kodwa ngangazi ukuthi into engiyiyo namhlanje. Kwenzekile namhlanje ngikhona, namhlanje sengihleli ngani, ngizotshela nje ukuthi nawe uzoba yilento ofisa ukuba yona kusasa. Ngizwa ngithi bantu bami konke kuqala la, asekulaleleni nasekuhlonipheni. Let's start the program. Okay, welcome to our incredible guest, Zach. As I said, I'll call you Zach. Let's stand for Zayed Ali Khan. And of course, the gorgeous Kuvera. I love your name, it's so beautiful. Miss Chetty, welcome to Articulate Africa book and everything about books today. Right, without wasting any time, please allow me, I'll speak English and Zulu so that I can accommodate our beautiful audience today. I don't want them to be left out. They are a big part of this. They are important for today's program. I'm so happy that they're here. Now, without wasting any time, let me start with you, Mr. Zach. The book, Myth, Shadow, Glowing Gates. You know, when I saw the book, I'm like, okay, myth. I went to Google, what is myth? Because I know what myth means. So I tried to associate the title myth, shadow. Myth is this, shadow means what? How does it come together? What went through your mind when you came with the title of the book? And then I had a look at the cover. I'm like, okay, the cover seems darkish, gothic, superpowers, type of thing. Yeah, so and you share for that. So please kindly, before you go into this, what I just asked you now, kindly introduce yourself. Tell us where you come from. Tell the kids what inspired you to be a writer, so that they can be inspired as well and inspire me as an actress. So yeah, the floor is yours, sir.
Well, thank you for that gorgeous introduction. I just want to say before I discover the cover of the book like you have, you're exactly the type of person I want to engage with this material.
Thank you so much.
Because you looked at it beyond just the surface of the cover,
yes,
and tried to uncover the hidden meanings of the various bits and pieces. But we'll get to that. So, who am I? My name is Zayed Ali Khan, little abbreviation ZAC as the name of the author. I grew up in a little town called Merebank, it's a suburb. I lived with my grandparents in the front and my parents in the back. And when I was a wee lad, I had various health issues and complications. I was always asthmatic. I played a little bit of cricket and I broke my thumb. It's a very interesting story, but that's for another time. But I was mostly a bookworm. So what would happen is on Saturdays particularly, because that, after school, Monday to Friday, Saturday was the opportunity to do stuff, whatever it was. I would ask my grandmother, I want to go to the library, I want to read books. And then she would go to my father and she would say, the child wants to go to the library, take him and run. Drop everything else you're doing. When the child says, I want to read books, I want to take you, I want to go to the library, take them. So my father said, no, Daddy. Daddy is our cultural word for my grandmother. So, no, Daddy, this, that, the next thing. She said, okay, don't worry. I will take the child. So that was our ritual. Saturday, off to the library. And I got stuck into books, I got stuck into reading, I got stuck into learning history, science, art, biology, all the wonderful things that interest me. And my actual name is Ziad Ali, but my pen name is Ziad Ali Khan. And the reason it's Khan as a pen name is that was my grandmother's maiden surname before she got married to my grandfather, who was Ibrahim Sheikh Ali. That's just a bit of background about who I am, where I came from, what inspired reading. I watched a lot of television, read a lot of newspaper, played a lot of games, drew lots of art, and all of that mishmash, that wonderful kettle of influences and inspiration led me to creating something like Miss Shara Clarinet.
Interesting, beautiful. I guess mhlawumbe vele ngiyabona ngizwela ngisichazela nje ukuthi background yakhe waqala kanjani ukubhala ukhule kanjani nje wade echaza ukuthi ugogo nomkhulu are behind this. So nani emakhaya ngiyazi ukuthi nje waney'lane ikhulisa abazali ugogo nomkhulu, ogogo nomkhulu, they're always behind us ekhuleni kwethu. So it's a beautiful story we can all relate to. I read that when I was reading to the profile or the introduction that your grandparents were very instrumental, and they were also into literature, reading, traveling. So for me, I'm like, okay, Zach had esteemed grandparents. You had posh grandparents, and they taught you the nice things. When I grew up, when I was in school, we were not so exposed into reading, coming from a background of where these amazing kids come from. We were not so aware about the importance of reading, because when you read a lot, you realize that it opens your mind. It becomes so creative, you expand your English, your vocabulary, your thinking overall, even your problem solving differs when you read. That's why it's so important to read. But when you're young, you don't understand when they keep telling you, you must read. You're like, what am I reading? What am I reading such a thick book? What is this all about? Until you grow up.
Readers are leaders.
Readers are leaders indeed. So thank you for this moment, because I'm an actress. Now I understand why it's so important to read. Everything needs you to read. You cannot perform, you can't go on set and shoot a scene and you didn't read a scene. You need to read, you need to understand, because we bring things to life. What you guys write, you think, you write, I play it. But it all comes from reading and thinking at the same time. So thank you for that. And while we're at it, I picked a chapter here that I tried to read. I'm not such a book reader, as I said, but now, as an actress, I have to read, because I sit with thick books, thick scripts that I need to understand. So before I prepare, I read. Before I get into character, I have to read and understand, and then I plan. I envision, I imagine. So all of this are somehow the same. Reading, acting, writing, it's all the same thing, so it's all art. We are artists, everything is art. So I picked, what was it? I think it was the birthday trials. I trying to understand. I know there's Auntie Roxanne here. I know there is Cassandra. Yes, so this little girl has an auntie. This auntie is putting her through this test or these challenges. So now I'm trying to read and understand, why is the auntie putting the kid through these challenges? What is her intention behind that? Because now I'm trying to read all these challenges. Wolf spiders, catching spiders. I'm like, okay, that's weird. Okay, what does that have to do with anything in her life or in the aunt's life? So can you kindly just expand on that and break it down for us and for the young ones, and overall just break it down as easily, as understandable as it could, with consideration of this.
Sure, 100%. So I want to go back to the first thing you said when you were looking at the title.
Yes.
You looked at it, you saw the word myth.
Yes.
Immediately you ran to Google to figure out exactly what was going on
Exactly.
with the title. You saw the cover, the color was a bit dark, and then we've got this glowing gate, which is the subtitle of the book. So the name choices, the background choices, what the characters are going through, all very intentional design choices in terms of telling the story. But the first thing that the book is about, the series, is the word myth. What is myth?
Exactly.
Myth is oral tradition, it's stories.
Yeah.
It's stories that come from our
In
parents,
short,
our
I have a
grandparents.
story I can share to you about the myth that they know.
Yeah.
Ngicela ukutshela ukuthi yini myth. Yes, I understand ukuthi yini myth. So there's examples of it so they can understand what we're talking about. Ngiyazi namanje noma uphumele ezinye ngithi ngiyazi noma uphumele ezinye bese kuthiwa thatha izinto ezinjani. And then mawufika bathi okucakela kwenzakalani. Kwase khona ini izinto selingephi selingasekho namhlanje sasitshela ukuthi leyo nto into ngempela sho iyafika i-tooth fairy kodwa i-tooth fairy naye nayibona nawe angaze ngibone. So that's a myth. Understand that ukuthi yes. Yeah.
So that's wonderful. Every culture has stories.
Definitely.
That are mythological in nature. An animal is by the watering hole, and the animal eats the sun, and then it goes down at midnight. So these are types of stories that are myths. So shadow comes about where something is going on, where the bad guys, I want to just put that in inverted commas because it's a complex story, but there's people who want to stop the telling of stories, which is terrible for all of us, because stories give us continuity, stories give us imagination, and if we want to go forward into the future, it's important that we understand the past, where we came from.
Exactly.
So even though the cover's got this dark sort of aesthetic, the glowing gate is standing there, it's beautiful, it's glowing brightly, and what do you do with a gate or a door? You go through it. And this one is glowing, so when you go through it, you come out the other side with
Glowing.
Yeah. So back to the story, you were talking about the aunt, you were talking about Cassandra, that sort of thing. So the backdrop in the story is, yes, there's superpowers, yes, there's magic, there's also these mythological gods like Zeus and Odin and Ra, and from different cultures, Egyptian, there's Japanese culture in there, there is some African culture in there as well. It's more towards the end of the book, but the story, the series is planned as 5 or 6 books, so that part is coming. But while all of that is happening, there's also these very human elements. So the aunt, and some might ask why it's the aunt and not Cassandra's mother.
Yes.
So Cassandra has a little bit of a tragic past, a tragic start. Her mother is late, so she lives with her aunt, and the aunt looks after her and is teaching her the ways of the world in terms of the book. So look, there will be, when you said spiders, they're not small spiders. These are spiders that are the size of dogs.
Oh my God.
So there's really bad things out there in the world of the book. So our title character, Cassandra, she needs to learn some skills about how to fight, how to survive in this world, how to survive in the wilderness.
How to conquer.
So a lot of the first part of the book is she's on her own. Her aunt basically pops in to say, how's it, how are you doing?
Leaves it there.
And she fights. And then Cassandra has to manage.
And see herself
She climbs a mountain, she falls down. It's
a lot.
heartbroken, it's supposed to be. But as she goes on throughout the book, she meets other kids, other children, and they all have stories. For example, there's one child in the book, she's got everything. She's super rich. Her father, whatever she wants, a pony or a car, whatever the case is, the father will take the money out and buy it. But she has no connection with her parents. She's got no understanding of love and family. So she's got her own challenges that she brings to the table. And 5 or 6 of these kids get together and they go on these adventures throughout Myth Shadow the Glowing Gate. And as much as it's a story of the magic and the mysticism, it's a story of children coming together. It's a story of adults trusting the kids enough that they find
a way out.
And then they can make best with the skills we've taught them. So that's the thing. Adults we teach you as kids as much as we can, as best as we can, but at some point we have to
let go.
let go.
So you can find your way. Make your own mistakes and learn from them.
Yes. So that's the type of story I want
Behind
to tell.
it. Beautiful, brilliant. Okay, lovely, I love that. So with that being said, Bantamam, Nisako Nagit, Yamuzu Babu Tutin, Korotino, uyayichaza incwadi incwadi yakhe kahle izofundisa le miyigoqe nje nginenzele ibe lula le ncwadi le ikhuluma ngentombazanyana lama-challenges ahlukene yashonelwa umzali wayo and then yasala no-anti akhuliswa u-anti u-anti uyifundisa izinto ezinzima sort of ngasiyahlukumezeka kanti uyayiqinisa uyayikhulisa ufundisa impilo ukuthi empilweni akulula masilen umela nezimo ezinzima ukwazi futhi ukuyimela ukwazi futhi ukunqoba ukuze kusasa besusela wedwa emhlabeni ukwazi futhi ukubhekana nempilo. Do you understand ukuthi ichaza ukuthina ngithi? So iqala incane ifundisa ezicayana ezinzima njenganje abantu bangaka nje nazi ukuthi empilweni ngazami angihlezi kukuhle. I'm sure khona abantu babona abadlula kubona inzima endlula kuzona kodwa egcineni uyazi ukuthi mawuwazi ukuthi uphile kuphi mawuwazi ukuthi ufunani uzonqoba angithi I is basically teaching that namhlanje nguthisha nami ngiyanqasha ukuthi ngiyofundisa ngilelelele nyabo siyabonga kakhulu. Thank you. I just gave them a brief explanation of what the book is saying. So I also have my own questions that I wanted to ask as an actress. You know, I said, okay, this is also a learning experience for me as well, not just for them, for all of us. You never know everything. I'm an actress, but I don't know everything. I don't know anything about books. I don't know what happens when you write. I don't know what you think of. Where does that character come from? What inspires you to think of Cassandra? What inspires you to tell a story or the journey of Cassandra? You know what I'm saying? What comes to your mind? Do you dream about it when you're sleeping, or do you see visions and then you write, or you wake up? What? It's big. You know, it's not something of the normal. That's why they usually say artistic people are not normal people. We're not normal people. We can't be normal. I mean, that's not normal, but it's beautiful. Because I saw you had it there. I'm like, okay, this is artistic. That's an artist. I could see when I saw that. You know, you must tell me about that later because I want one for myself. So my question for you as well, and on behalf of everyone, what goes through your mind? What is your first process when you're writing? I don't know if it makes sense. Where does it all come from for you to end up having such a big book?
So everything inspires me, whether it's mundane, whether it's tiny. So when I walked in, and I saw this beautiful background. I don't want to touch it because I don't want to damage it. This beautiful background. I'm not sure if it's happening right now. It's the slides transition. But there was this little orange dot that was going around the border. And it was just circulating.
Yes.
So I saw that, and it caught my eye, and I had a sense of wonderment about the artists and the designers behind this board, because they put in that tiny little detail. Not everyone would have seen it, but it added so much character because it circumnavigated this entire background. So there's things like that. I mean, I'm sitting out in the garden, the cats are busy playing, my cats, and a butterfly comes along. And I want to know what sort of butterfly this is, where it came from, why is it visiting my garden.
So you need to be curious.
Curious about
things about everything.
Yeah, about the small things and the big
Little things. Yeah.
Like you were talking about my grandparents and how posh and
I imagine them that they must have been very posh.
so they had wonderful experiences that I'm very thankful
Well
for.
traveled.
Yeah, and they involved me as much as they could. But it was even the small things, you know, like my grandmother's cooking, chicken curry was amazing. My mom cooks well as well, my wife cooks well as well. But I remember my grandmother's meals quite fondly.
Gogo's cooked it.
Yeah. And I remember one incident where it happened often enough, but one incident in particular where we lived, we had two big mango trees in the yard. So I climbed up the one mango tree, and as children, we are children, and we try to be a little bit naughty. So I climbed from the one mango tree to see if I could catch the mango tree, and I didn't fall down, luckily. But I got to the other mango tree and it made a big noise because now you're jumping from tree to tree. And then my grandfather's prayer room, we used to pray, was on the top floor. So I tapped in the window. And he looked at me and he got a shock because why am I in the tree? He's trying to tell me very quietly because my grandmother was downstairs cooking the chicken curry. Yeah, go down, go down. If your daddy hears you, she'll have a heart attack. She mustn't see you in the tree. So I went down like that. But I mean, those sorts of stories inspire me, climbing the tree, living life as a child, and even growing up as an adult, getting married, having my own children, seeing them grow up in front of me. The little everyday things. Obviously, all of the games I played and the shows I watched on television and the programs I heard on the radio all had influences which kept in here and there in the book. But one message I want to make sure that the children take away, especially, is you can find inspiration anywhere, even the little orange dot circumnavigating the screen. I don't know if it's still there. I can't see it. But it's not there. We hope it comes back so you don't see the orange dot.
Beautiful. Nice. Thank you for that. Very interesting to know. And then, lastly, what I realized that in my years of being a performer, I've done theatre as well. I've done a lot of theatre. I did The Lion King, by the way, the Broadway musical.
Would you play?
I played Rafiki.
Nice.
Yes, I played. So when you're doing that, such a big show. I didn't know anything about imagination, what you're explaining, and when I got there, I was like, where did they get this idea of creating such a thing? Because now you see, it's taken from a movie, cartoons, and they bring it to stage. Kids come like this and then we perform. You see Mufasa, you see Scar, you see everything right there. Someone must have written it down. Someone must have created a whole thing. They must have thought about it. So when I got there, I'm like, I've got a lot to do.
We learn every day from every experience we have. Lion King is a beautiful one because Lion King is itself inspired by other lions.
Exactly.
Shakespeare's Hamlet.
Exactly.
Big inspiration.
Wow.
Disney used to make these beautiful 2D animations. That was the era. Lion King was the crown. It came out in 1992, the original animation.
Yes,
I think so, yeah.
And today it's still there. So the longest running musical.
You could watch the musical or the cartoon today and it still carries
exactly the same impact. Beautiful.
And that's how you know art stands the test of time. Yes. Whether it's visual, whether it's a novel, a stage play. I remember I took my kids recently to watch Little Shop of Horrors. Beautiful stage play. It was put on by children actually. There was a school. I think it was a high school, but they got all the speech and drama students together and they put on the play for us. Beautiful play.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Interesting. So will you suggest your book is suitable for all ages, young people, old people?
So it's when you speak to the publishers and you speak to the people who sell books, they want you to define the target market. So the defined target market is between 12 and 16.
Okay.
So it sort of overlaps with the bracket here. But first, I wrote a book that I would like to read at 42 years old. So that target market is very wide. I think it transcends the narrow definition of what we like. So anyone who likes things like Star Wars or Harry Potter or things with the Witcher series, those sorts of inspirations, they would enjoy it.
Enjoy the book. I can see a resemblance of Harry Potter and all those movies. I can see that you also drew some inspiration from there.
We all cross-pollinate.
Definitely, always. It's part of the artistry. Thank you so much for that. And I hope Bantabamba, Salale like it. Correct from that. So, you come along, you balance it. Khona bathanda ukubhala la kimi. Bakhona? Khona bathanda ukufunda la kimi na yithi. Hayi ke ngiyathanda. ngizofunda kakhulu mina namhlanje. And then we have, moving along, Shame the gorgeous, the lady, the prettiest, Kev. I love your name, Kavara. I thought of it in a French accent because I was in France. I did the Lion King in French. I had to learn the language. Imagine, as old as I was, I had to go back to school to learn the French language, translate it, and understand it. So when I read Kavara, I thought of French. Like, Kavara? No. Even the songs were in French. All the same. Yeah, so everything was in French. The whole show was in French. Everything. So imagine. So Kavara, a beautiful lady. Tell me about yourself. Tell us who you are. Where do you come from? You're such a young lady. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You're doing amazing. What inspired you to start writing? What inspired you to become a writer at such a young age? And an illustrator.
Yes.
Beautiful. You relate to the Lion King well.
Yeah, I love it.
I could tell. I read the pictures, whatever that she was saying, you illustrated it in the pictures as well. I saw the people, I saw the characters. So yeah, fascinating. So please, before I talk more about what came across in your book, just briefly tell us who you are, tell our beautiful audience who you are, what inspired you, and yeah, everything.
Okay. So thank you for having me here. Thank you all for being here too. So my name is Kavera. I'm 23 years old, and I first got into writing when I was very, very small. I think I was still in preschool. Yeah, I wrote like a little book, and I put it in my school library. And I've always loved stories. I've always loved reading. I got glasses because I couldn't stop reading. I kept reading in the car, and the words go up and down, and then your eyes get all messed up, and that's why I have glasses. Don't do that. But yes, I love stories. I love creating. I love drawing. I'm a daydreamer.
So you are a visual artist?
I'm a visual artist, yes. Beautiful. Everything, I'm just like imagining what could be happening, different stories, different people and animals, and magic. I love magic. And so I just want to write it down, everything that I can. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. And then please tell me about the title Lumina. You know, when I said Chronicles of Lumina, I thought Lumina was a person.
Oh, yes. No.
And then I was surprised. What Lumina is, what Lumina is. I'm like, oh, must be some girl, must be some queen of some tribe. But then again, when I tapped into your ebook, I'm like, Lumina is a land.
It's the planet, yes.
A planet, a whole world on its own, with people that live in the world, that live a particular life. I came across words I've never heard before.
Oh yes, we made up lots of words.
We made up a lot of words there, and there's the two sacred islands. They call Gaia and
Arkansas.
Yeah. I struggle to even pronounce the word.
No, I know.
Okay, I'm going to ask you about that. But it's fascinating, the curiosity. I'm like, okay, I thought curiosity. No, it's not curiosity. What is that? I went to the glossary. I thought maybe you're speaking about curiosity. You know, no, it's not. The explanation is something else. You know,
But it does play.
yeah, it does play, but your choice of words there are so. It's pure highest form of imagination.
Yes.
Like the imagination at its peak. That's what I discovered. Incredible. Like I'm inspired.
It's very much.
Please tell us more. What came up? What happened there? What were you doing there, girl?
So the book is called Chronicles of Lumina. Lumina is a planet different from Earth because it has lots of different people and magic.
It's about gods as well.
Not so much.
Not God of Wars.
No.
Nothing close to that.
No, it's quite. There's not much war because we want to show
Like
other
assassin.
Yes, it is warriors.
Yeah, warriors.
They
Yeah.
protect the land. They don't
Yeah.
destroy it.
Yeah.
And so the book is about many different stories and many different people's lives and experiences and adventures. It's all about adventure. And it's about how these warriors protect Luna from like pirates and like people who want to steal magic and people who want to exploit the land and destroy the curiosity tree, which gives life to everything on Luna, including the magic. And so even like in our world, we have like lots of greedy people who want to take things for themselves. And so these warriors are protecting things so that everyone can share them and everyone can experience the magic. And so actually the book was a spin-off of these games that we have been making.
Oh, beautiful.
So all the characters in the games, they appear in the book because they have their stories too. So you play the game and if you're like, I really like that character, I wonder what she's up to, go to the book and you can find out. And so it's a tie-in world for the games that we're making. And one of the big themes that we're pushing is climate change. Because, kids like reading about fantasy, but climate change is very, very real. And so it was a way to get them to kind of want to be interested in learning about climate change through something fun like a fantasy book, because climate change affects everyone, including magical realms. And yeah, that was the book.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful book. I love the way you wrote it. I love the way you were so highly imaginative. The names, I'm like, wow, like God of Wars, but in another level. Well done. And I also want to ask you, is the book friendly? Can they read it? Can the young ones read it? Can I read it? Can everyone read it?
So,
do they understand those particular words and not?
Yes, so there are a lot of made-up words, and so if you flip to the back of the book, there'll be definitions for them, so if you get confused, you can go there. But we did have a teacher who read it to his grade 4 class, and they absolutely loved it. They wanted him to read it all day, so he had to like do it as some sort of reward for them after they finished certain tasks, and he can read it to them. So I think it's quite possible for like very young people to read it, because the audience I had in mind was like 12 to about 18. I wanted to be quite a large audience. Yes, like middle grade to YA. So there are some stories that are a little bit trickier. But I remember when I was a kid reading, I reached for the older kids' books because like that's what I wanted. So I wanted it to be where anyone, any reading level could be able to pick it up and find at least one story that they really connected with. And yeah, that was my goal with that.
Okay, thank you, my love. Can you also please share with me and the young ones, for them that probably see themselves in you one day writing, what can you tell them? What's the basic, what's the foundation of maybe finding the passion of being a writer and actually starting with passion?
Okay, so passion, I think,
Because it is a passion.
you have to be.
You have to be passionate.
Have to be passionate.
Being an artist is a big passion.
Yes, because when you are creating art, you're putting yourself out there.
All of you.
And all of you, yes, and you need to be passionate about
And
it.
to be honest about it.
Honestly,
right?
very
So that
authenticity.
the audience that you're targeting, either in reading or in performing, they can connect with you.
Yes,
You
because
are honest first.
people can see when you're faking.
Thank you. That's true.
And so when you're honest and authentic, that's when the most beautiful
And
stories
we're not
come.
good at making things, I say. Are so easy to read. You can't
Yes.
make anything. Okay, beautiful. So can they also read? Can they be inspired?
Yes, so you can be inspired by anything, as you were speaking about. Anything in the world can just inspire you, and it can be you want to draw it, you want to write about it, you want to sing about it, you want to act out something. Just everything is creative, and as humans, one of the first things we did, after making Fire, was drawing on the cave walls, and that's a form of self-expression. And people, we want to express ourselves, and so writing is the way I found I can do it the best, and drawing, and that may be different for you, but as long as you want to put yourself out there, you can do that, and just be your truest self, and someone will love you for it.
Beautiful. So to the both of you, after I've had an individual talk about your writing, the inspiration behind it, everything, can you please share with these incredible human beings here, what can they take home today? from the both of you, from your work? What biggest inspiration can be? And say, hey, Mom, that's it. I think I want to become a writer. Because what I heard today changed my life. You know, as young as they are. Because it starts here. Right? You both started when you were this age. I started when I was this age as well. So this is the crucial stage, the important age. So what do you share with them? What can you tell them? So you can, yeah. Do you know some Zulu? Do you guys know any Zulu? Well, in the future, learn.
Yes.
So that you can write in Zulu.
Try to learn other languages.
It's important.
So Zulu, Afrikaans, we do it in school,
Yeah.
work and everything. I've even tried to learn my traditional languages, Urdu and Arabic, and my brain just doesn't click. One of the wonderful things about people is we all have different strengths.
Yeah.
So we learn what our strengths are. And believe me, I tried. I did try.
Doesn't have to try, you can still try again.
I can still try again.
You can try now.
I'm very interested in learning sign language. I mean,
I know.
it's a beautiful.
That's intriguing. That's art on its own.
I already talk with my hands quite a bit.
Right.
So I might as well learn how to do it.
We need to learn. We all need to learn from each other. That's why we are all here today.
My great aunt, she used to do a lot of work in the Blind and Deaf Society, and we shared a birthday. She passed on a few years ago, but she used to always say, keep your feet on the ground but reach for the stars. So she's on a radio show that was in Italian. So that's the message I want to make sure I get across to the kids here today as well. And just so you are all aware, Equipe Libraries runs beautiful programs throughout the year that encourages young people like yourself. I think we're just coming off of one now. There was a competition, I think it ended, it is end of April, it might still be ongoing in May, let's just check.
But the teachers are here as well, I'm sure they are also taking
where the kids could write stories and then submit those stories, and then those stories go into the competition, and then you can, I'm not sure exactly if you end up being published, but you go through several rounds and your story is showcased.
Wow.
So if you want to go home, back to school or wherever it is after this, and just think of a story, look at something that inspires you, whether it's the butterfly or the little orange dot, or on the way home there's a dog barking too loud, and invent some fabrication. We had a little puppy that was on the road that ended up stealing everyone's washing from the washing line. It just jumped up and it stole one item of clothing, and everybody was confused because there'd be like 6 items of clothing, one was missing, stole the one item. Why would you steal one item? And then this puppy was making a mess because that's what it wanted to do. And it was a beautiful story. And then the whole neighborhood got around this puppy and we took photos. And you know, I don't know if she gave birth or whatever later on. But the thing is, you can be inspired by anything and try and articulate that.
Thank you. Articulate. And from you, Queen?
So I think every one of you has a story inside of you, and you can express it however you want to. If you want to draw about it or write about it, but as a writer, I can tell you that it's a bit daunting to see someone write a whole book. You know, you don't have to start right there. You can write a little paragraph, write a little story, and it's a skill. So you're gonna keep getting better. Just keep doing it. Keep trying. Keep putting yourself out there. And one day you could write a book. You could write a play.
Yeah.
You can write a song. You know, just as long as you express yourself, you know, you're going to go very far. And I just want you to remember that. It'll take time and it'll take a lot of work, but you can do it. I mean, I can do it, so you can definitely do it. Yes, and thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kubira just reminded me,
Yes.
many years ago before I wrote my book, I wrote a short story. And I sat with a panel of folks who were reviewing it. And they absolutely tore me to shreds. They said the writing was terrible, it didn't make sense, we don't know what type of story you're trying to tell. And it hurt me, my heart sank. But then I knew personally, you know what? I know I've got my stuff. It doesn't matter what these people are telling me. I will write a story and I will see it published. So, like Kuvira is saying, however you want to express yourself, go ahead. And don't be daunted by the size of the task or what others say. If you hold fast to the value you see in yourself, you can take on the world and succeed. Let me tell you, that's another message.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. As we are about to wrap up, I would like to extend my gratitude for being here with you. I'm honored. As an actress, I'm honored to be able. Please write something about me. Can you guys write something more about me or work or something? Right? I'm sure there's something you can write about me.
French Lion Queen.
Woo! I love it. Thank you so much. You guys were incredible. Matabam, Nisakona. Is that right? Bendlalela kithi? Sivile kithi? Mhlawumbe phela nina ngeke ngeke ngichazele yonke into enihlampheka phela nina. Nenihlampe ndlula ngisho ngathina kithi. Bayafundisa othisha esikoleni ngakithi. Khona nikufundile namhlanje. Balo mkhohlana kanjani sekukhulunywa ngani? Balo othi lo othi no usho sebelele yena noma bengalalehla. Angithi nina banifundile? Imchazele lo othi akafundanga namhlanje. Uyena yedwa futhi. Imchazele ukuthi bekufundwa namhlanje niyezwa? Angithi khona ozongqugquzela nawe ufike ekhaya nje uthathe ipeni nephepha ucabangele isitolo esithile ungasicabanga usibhale phansi angithi ngoba nawe ngelinye ilanga uzohleli la angithi ubhala incwadi yakho nawe engane uchaza ukuthi wafika wazolalela la wafunda wafika ekhaya wathatha ipeni nephepha walokubhala kancane wazofika la angithi be inspired niyezwa nifunde baleke ufunde incwadi niyezwa yahamba ngithi library nawo amakhadi asema-library library ikhona yonke indawo umasipala nje usakhela ama-library uthapha umuntu ozothi akakwazi ukufinyelela encwadini akakwazi ukufunda ne nifunde bantu abami ne kwelana nizoba bahle ihlale la nibhale incwadi nixoxe iy'tori zenu nixoxe ngey'ndaba zenu nixoxe ngokukhula kwakho as simple as that you can inspire omunye umuntu njengoba nathi inspiration yethu today angithi ngicela ukuvula le platform ngebe khona abanye benu abafuna ukubuza whether it's about writing nje noma ngabe yini hayi ngo-act namhlanje as-act so besikhulume leyo act ngiyezwa ngizofika esikoleni senu ngizonitshela nge-acting mina sengihamba ngento ngiyezwa so mina ngicela namhlanje sikhulume ngaloko esikhuluma ngako nencwadi ukufunda incwadi khona yini futhi ukwazi mhlawumbe. Okay, ngicela ukuqala ukuzokhetha umalume then yeah, translate.
I was gonna ask,
Oh baby,
do all of you writing, do all of you enjoy writing, like writing? Did you like writing since you were a kid or enjoyed it the more you
grow up, you understand right? Beautiful. So any of you can take up that again. And thank you for the question, Ella.
Very good question. I think if you are enjoying writing, then the work you produce, the people reading will enjoy as well. So, I mean, with any art, I mean, if you enjoy painting, if you enjoy putting on a stage performance or play, if you're not enjoying it, then you're doing something wrong. You're not being true to yourself. But back to your question, at every stage of my journey, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed myself. That one part where people were very negative and were trying to tear me down, I obviously didn't enjoy that. But I also enjoyed the triumph of remaining true to myself and overcoming them. So yes, it's been different. As you grow up, you've got more skills in and more tools in your toolkit because you learn new things, like Kubira was saying. It's a skill that you develop over time. And yeah, I've always enjoyed it, and now I enjoy it a bit more. The experience gets richer. You know, when you're small, you can only see so far in your view. And the one thing I like to say is, as you grow up and as you go on in life, we get to see a bit further because we stand on the shoulders of the giants that came before us. So I mean, where I am now in my 40s, I've still got a long way to go. I'm learning every day. the lion can learn from the mouse and vice versa. But I can see now, looking back, that I've learned a lot, I've come a long way, and I've enjoyed the path that's been laid for me. So yes, man, I've always enjoyed it, and I enjoy talking as well.
Yeah, I can see. I love it. Okay, so I hope you can make it. So uyakuthanda ubhala wakuthanda samncane wakhula lokhu ekuthanda even more uthe lokhu ekhula nje elokhu e-improve elokhu efunda more ethola more skills eyicija ngeyimfundiso ey'hlukahlukene zokuthi abe umbhali okhulayo into uma ngabe uyithanda nganyama uqala usancane but uyayiqhubekisa lokhu uyenza khona uzokhula kuyona ugcina usuyibona ukuthi hayi sengiyayishaya le kodwa futhi vele doesn't stop there awuqedi ukufunda uzukuhamba nge-holistic so uthi yebo uyakuthanda ukuthanda kuncane namanje uyakuthanda futhi uzoqhubeka kuthanda uphendulekile ngithi nawe uyakuthanda into enzayo nawe uzokuthanda ngithi ubani ngicela umuntu futhi nokubuza just 2-3 people Mrs. Yavelani.
My question to you is this: how can you convince advice these influence to read books more than watching movies? Because you cannot write if you cannot read.
Yes.
That's my main question.
Did you hear the question?
Alright,
my question is this: how can you convince these little ones to read more than watching soapies? Because the priority to them, when they come home, they watch the TV, they like soapies, they can relate the soapie from A to Z. But if they read the book, they can't read a thing. Then please advise these viewers and convince them to read the books. Please, that is more important. Because they admire the soapies, they admire the films, whatever, more than the books. They can't read. They don't read. And they're saying, yes, you are reading, you are listening. They're just trying to so that you think that they understand. They don't understand. I know the kids. I live with them. Iyasho ukuthi mina angifundi ngifuna ukuyobukana nami lapha ku-TV ngingafundi ungabuki ngiqala umfundi bese ngicina ukubuka mina fundani bantu abangiyezwa fundani iy'ncwadi kubalulekile ufunda ukhanti nje wesho uthisha wakho ngeke uzokwazi ukubhala ungafundi ngeke uzokwazi ukuma laphaya ukhuluma isingisi ungakwazi ukufunda angithi ngiyakwazi lokho so ingenzani fundani enizokufunda nje kubalulekile niphuma la phumani nesifunda sokuthi kubalulekile ukufunda thathani iy'ncwadi emanebhali hlala encwadini uzosibonga ngelinye ilanga khuleka please answer what mama was saying. She was asking how can you encourage these young ones to read more and to understand how important it is to read than watching me on screen. But you must also watch me on screen. I mean, I'm here today.
Reading is very important for you to understand language and to train your brain to think. So the easiest way to get into reading is to find books that you actually enjoy. So maybe your mom recommends your book, but you don't want to read that. You're not going to enjoy reading that. So you can go out and explore, read a little bit, maybe read like one chapter from random books and see which ones you actually are interested in. Because once you're interested in something, it's very easy to want to keep turning the page and reading. But I also have a bit of a controversial answer because I think the most important part about reading is for you to think. When you're reading, you're not just reading words, you're thinking about the people and the stories, you're thinking about the themes and the messages. And I think you can get that from listening to things and from watching things too. As long as, because especially with books, you can listen to audiobooks. So it still counts as reading because you're still taking in the story and you're thinking about it. So I think as long as you're able to, if you're watching a movie, to really interrogate what you're watching, to focus on the characters and the messages, it'll be a different experience from reading, but it's still a valuable one. So I think just be aware of what you're consuming and what you're watching, and give reading a try because it is very fun, especially because you can picture what's happening and you can make things up yourself.
Okay, Siyabonga, yes. Siyabonga means thank you.
Yes, yes,
I learned something today. Okay, let me see. Sawubona, hello, hi. Ngiyabonga, thank you. So think I'm not going to say thank you. From now on, I'm going to say ngiyabonga. You know what I mean? How's that? It starts with something, right?
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, ma Tisha, ngiyasema ukuthi uphilekile ma. Bantabam, oh yes, I'm gonna come to him. Let me just finish up with my angels. There's really a chaza usesithi baleke ngani uthi ngizofunda kodwa ngiyasindisa ngiyasindisa ngizoze Christopher Khumalo ngizoze HP wena ngizoze ukuthi sengiyafunda yini ngifuna ngitshengise iy'ncwadi ngiyithathe library ngifuna nje library ngiyothatha iy'ncwadi each and every one of you niyoboleka incwadi noma ngabe yini othandayo fika ningiphakamisele iy'ncwadi ningitshengise ukuthi anti naye yami incwadi engiyithathile niyasebenzisa ngithi thank you. Our last question is sasivala ngicela ukuthi oh.
Can I ask 2 questions? First, what's the easiest way to write a story? By looking at a picture and writing, or just thinking and imagining and writing? Second question, how do you spread a story to everyone and make a story? What do you start when you write it, you give it to who, and what does this person do so the book can go to everyone?
Beautiful. She spoke very, she articulated very well. Articulate, Major, well done. I think you heard that. I don't need to translate anything.
There's 2 questions there. The first one is, how do you start writing the story? So, starting the story starts well before you even take the pen and put it on the paper. You know, some of the earlier stories I told when I was very young didn't even involve pen and paper. I mean, I would set up my toys and I would call my mother, and my brother was with me, and we would tell my mother what the toys were doing, and this one was climbing the mountain, and then they got to the top of the mountain and they cooked the most delicious pancakes ever, and then we had pancakes on top of the mountain, and they celebrated the character's birthday. So that, I mean, because that story had value, it made my mother smile. Now I realized I was good at telling stories. So my mother is in my house, but if I want to take that story and tell it to someone on the other end of the world, in their house, I can't invite them into my home every day. So I need to take that story and write it down and pen it. So the first thing is how you tell your story, is tell your story. It doesn't have to be pen and paper at first. If you've got something in your head or something that inspires, or if you've got little action figures or figurines, or even the drawings. If you want to make little drawings, I drew a character. This character has superpowers. You know, his eyes, he can see very far, and he can jump 3 times higher than the cricket, because the character draw what he looks like. I saw this very beautiful thing of the father is a full-time artist. He makes these wonderful drawings. He takes his child's crayon drawings and he reimagines them as these beautiful, wonderful, fantastic scenes, which encourages the child, obviously, and encourages the art form. So that's how you start. Once you've gotten through that process and you've penned something down, or you've got the foundation of a story, how do you get that out there to the world? How do I take the story I told my mother and get it to someone else's house 300 kilometers away? Well, I don't know, because I was a child. Why didn't you know? So you speak to the adults around you. You speak to your teachers, you speak to your parents, eThekwini libraries, like I said, have wonderful programs where they collate your stories. They help you take what you've written, what you've drawn, turn it into some sort of narrative, and then they can help not necessarily publish you at your age, maybe as you go along, parts of the industry that will teach you the necessary skills you need to learn to take your stories and move the world. I mean, Kuvira had a journey like that. You said you wrote something at a young age. Maybe that'll help them frame their mind, not to go about doing the same thing.
Thank you so much for that. I hope ukwendekile nganyama lapho ngiyazi uzoyopita ngithi ngicela ke umbuzo ogcina nje ukuthi emva kwalokho siyavala okay. Well, okwanamhlanje akufanana nowezinye insuku. I think ngoba kukhona abantwana kids, we need to take time. Nina besikhuluma nani nsuku sitshala akufani nokukhuluma nomuntu omdala, so ukuchazeleka kwethu nokwami nokwethu kufana njengokuthi sithi ukunaba and take time ukuze nizokuphuma ezweni ukuthi besokwenza namhlanje. Thank you for coming through today. Ngiyabonga nothisha nokuthi letha abantwana la kubalulekile, siyabonga kakhulu umsebenzi omuhle, niqhubeke ningapheli amandla, nathi soqhubuzela ngakho ukuthi asifundeni ini sifunde ini. Guys are the future of course. Thank you to EThekwini Municipality. Thank you, Articulate Africa. It's been beautiful. I had a lovely time. I'm sure my guests had a beautiful time too. Thank you, Balu Simo.
Simo. Yeah, let me do this. All right. Badalama, sector abandani isinikeze ihlombe lesimangaliso. Nibahle niyalalela. Iyangichaza loo nto mani. Nibahle niyalalela. Right. Mhlambe into engizoyicela njengamanje, but it was just before. Mhlambe nehle. Ngicela ingane. Okay, mhlambe ngicela uthisha bonke baphakame. Ngicela bona bonke othisha. Right. Siyabonga kakhulu ukuphelekezela abantwana, siyabonga ukuthi nibe nabo. Whatever that we are doing lana, akuyona nje exercise ukufakaza lo dokotela, but sinethemba lokuthi khona okuthize lokutshalekile ingane ke zize nje edrobheni. Ingane engajwayele ukuvakasha edrobheni. Siyabonga kakhulu Musa wena, cela uNkulunkulu asibusisele nina nalokho okufika ngokuphela kwenyanga. Ngathi ngafika ne-increment ikhuphuka imali babheke ukuthi ngaphelezela ingane. Siyabonga, siyathanda. You may be seated. And then, yeah, bese ngicela abantwana bamnike sukumele for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Ngicela manje nize express the little ones. Angazi ukuthi le picture lethola together 2 minutes. Kodwa ngifike le picture lethi siyamazumelo siyama. But I'm free to mina. Ngoba sengimdala. Ngicela lo jolo uqala iculo kwi-assembly eze ngaphambili alicula iculo and then bese ngena kanjalo. Are you ready? Noma ngizame nginganibhimbisi. Are you ready? All right. Asiyeni ke bantwana noma silicula sinyakaza sikhombisa impilo ukuthi sisedrobheni yabona ngisho. Right. 1 2 3 Siyamazumelo Siyamazu baba wazo, siyamazu baba, siyamazu melu, siyamazu baba wazo, siyamazu baba wa, uzulayo. There's no part. Are you ready to do that part? Was holayo. Thank you so kindly. You may be seated. We love you so much. To our beautiful facilitator, Lalela, you are so beautiful the way you do this. Over and over. And when it comes to dealing with the little ones, even the badala, but I would simply say that, you know, like digging deep into stories, you are so amazing. And ngiyacela cela umasipala sikhathele le ntombazane kahle kahle i-future le naye ubona ngathi usemdala kodwa kahle kahle i-future le. So sisamsebo kakhulu brother. Thank you so kindly for giving us beautiful stories about magic, myth, this and that. My lady, yeah, I fell in love. You said something about keep on trying. There's a word that came into my mind that goes like serendipity. Khona izinto zenzayo yabo bantwana bami uzodweba not knowing ukuthi lento oyidwebile is converted imencwadi ngelinye ilanga qhamuka komunye umuntu ozothanda lento oyidwebile mase seyibona lento oyidwebile bese bhala imovie ngalento oyidwebile bese wenza imali uhleze ekhaya kodwa into ebalekile more than anything else fundani. Can we please give them a big round of applause for Right, as they prepare to walk away, but yeah, they're gonna be with us, don't worry. But okay, first we'll shoot this song and then I think for the next 15 minutes, with due respect, may I please see all the authors? All the authors, let me quickly check. How I wish that even those that are outside can come inside, because all of you right now, you have been given like 2 minutes of giving us beautiful stories about your books. Do you understand? I know that 2 minutes is not enough, but I know for sure that you can tell a story in 2 minutes that, listen, my book was inspired by A, B, and C. This is what it is all about, and please buy my book, and I don't know, but I trust you because for the mere fact that you were able to write a book of this size, 2 minutes is easy like that. So are you ready to give us your 2 minutes? 2 minutes? All right, fine. Do we have other authors outside? They're all inside. All right. Oh, I've forgotten something. Okay, thank you because you're still sitting here. Mali, could you please come here? I want you to have a hug. Right, there's another lady that asked a question. Young lady right there. First. Yeah. Right. Brother, could you please touch the baby one? My sister, could you please hug those kids? Tomazan, now, thank you. Thank you. There you go. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Thank you so kindly. Let's proceed to the next section. May I please see all the authors? Could you please come forth and do this? Right, the next session. After the authors, we have an amazing guy in this room. We call him MC Yanga. You may have seen him doing some rounds on socials. He's going to be here to facilitate, but after this session, so I'm just giving you the inside scoop for the guy differently, and he's doing it for sure so nicely. So yeah, to all the authors, could you please come forward? We want to see you. While they're coming. All of you people. I foresee you coming as a tribe, beautiful tribe. You can all come out. Thank you very much. Okay, who's gonna go first? All right, fine. All right, you go that side. You come. I hope and I wish that this section will take about like 15 minutes, and then we move into the next one. Right? Yes, my lady. All right, yes, brother. Thank you so kindly. All right, are you good? You want to plan? What? Right, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be blown away to 2 minutes of total bliss, just like that. And to you, the little ones, you're going to be inspired by 2 minutes of these amazing authors. And we also need to buy these books and engage with these books and allow ourselves to learn from different experiences. All right. Sir, are you ready? Yes. All right, could you please make some noise? Over to you.
Sandonan, Dumelan, Kuyamora, good morning. Good morning, boys. Good morning, girls. Oh, the girls are very, very loud. Girls, stand up. Boys, stand up. While the boys are standing. Good morning, girls. Good morning, boys. Let's all stand up. Everybody stand up. Not adults. Kids. Oh, everybody stand up. Everybody sit down. Everybody stand up. Everybody sit down. All the girls, I want you to shout when I say articulate. You shout Africa. Articulate. Africa. Okay, all the boys, articulate. Africa. Yes. Can we all stand up? I want to do something quickly. So my name is Nolene Woodley. I am the author of this book called Myra South African Tales. Now I can't take too long. As the MC said, 2 minutes, so I don't want to keep on talking, but I want to say this book is something you want to read. It is a book about South Africa. But I won't take too much of time. I want to tell you 3 things today, and I want you to do the actions with me. I am strong. I am strong. I can reach high. I can reach high. I am loved. Let me do it, let me show you. Now you look to the person next to you and say, God loves you. Or you can say, Kulu Kulu. You can say, God loves you. God loves you. So my book is Myra South African Tales, but it's all about South Africa and the love of God. With God, you can go higher. Say, I can go higher. I can go higher. And if you want to hear all these South African stories, you know, we're reading all about America, Australia, everywhere else. But let's read about South Africa and our stories. I want to leave you with the seeds that we plant today are the trees of tomorrow. Thank you.
Hi everyone, you may be seated. So I want to tell you about 2 different books. The first book is about Zuki's Adventure, which is about my beloved cat, and it's about all the adventures that he has, and this book is going to be launched in another 2 months. So I would like you to have a look at these at social media, see when it's at the eThekwini Library. My first novel was Hayati. It's about travel. It's about Hannah, who has received some very important values from her family, from her parents. And as she grows up, and she goes out into the world, we see how she is living her life with these values, important values that her parents have given her. You don't need a visa, you don't need a ticket. All you need is this book and a quiet place to read. So this book takes you to Saudi Arabia, it takes you to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, it takes you to the Drakensberg in South Africa, to Pietermaritzburg, to Durban, it takes you to England, and you don't need to spend a cent on a visa. But please do come and visit our store. We have our books there, and we also have bookmarks that we can share with you, and we've got spinners for kids. So please visit us in our store. Thank you.
Sanbonani? Yes. Sanbonani? Yes. Bantwana, uma musamkelo, uma phambi kwenu usamkiwa kaMsomi, uma Thimbilizana kaGogo, intombi kaMsomi, unomdayo uphingo, shuma ngamandla, ngilapha mkeni namhlanje bantu bami, ngiphethe le ncwadi le ebhalwe ku-Victim to Victory, ibisithi My Suffocated Journey of Life. I'm the author of this book, ibhalwe mina emva kokuthola ithuba lesibili lokuphila. Okay, ngicela niyithengele, ngicela abazali banithengele bantu bami le ncwadi because ikhuluma from ngisamncane ngisangangani ngiqala ukubona ukuthi ngisemhlabeni. Ikhuluma nengane enganayo umzali umama nobaba ukuthi akusho lokho akusho ukuthi ngoba inganawo umama nobaba angeke ibe umuntu ongcono empilweni. Ikhuluma ngokuthi ingane enganawo ubaba nengane enganawo uma iyakwazi ukuthi ibe nabanye abazali abakhona emhlabeni abaphilayo because kuthiwa it takes a village to raise a child. Ikhuluma nothisha ofundisa esikoleni ukuthi angaba umzali wanoma iyiphi ingane ekhona emhlabeni. Ibisizokhuluma ke ifike kwi-second chance in life. Njengoba ngisho ikhuluma nge-Suffocated Journey of Life, ayikhulumi ngokuthi bengiphefumula ngamapayipi bengihamba nge-wheelchair. Ikhuluma ngokuthi izimo endlule kuzona ngisamncane. Lamagama lawo esiwatholayo sisabancane esithethiswa ngawo masifeyilile ukuthi wisdom ufuza ubakwakho or wisdom ufuza uma wakho, ayikho leyo nto. Angithi niyazi ukuthi ayikho leyo nto? Niyazi ukuthi ayikho leyo nto? Yes, into engeke ngiyigqugquzele kakhulu kumzali ukuthi ngaphambi kokuthi athi wisdom ufuza ubakwakho noma wisdom ufuza uma wakho, kungakuhle ahlale phansi nawe uqale athole inkinga ukuthi yini le kwenza ukuthi ungaphumeleli esikoleni. Kungaba umuzwa uthisha noma uyakhohlwa, ukuze uma ukuthi okunye kwalokho izami indlela ehlukile yokuthi uzofunda kanjani ukuze ungakhohlwa. Kodwa engifuna ukunitshela khona nibahle nonke and konke okuhle kunifanele and umuntu ontshela ukuthi angeke nize nibe luze empilweni unamanga. That person is lying. Ngiyabona nje konke okuhle kunifanele ifunde bantu bami. Okunye okubalekile esikhuluma ngakho ngesinye isikhathi ngizobuya ekoleni ngizonifundisa ngokubaleka kokunikela ngezitho zomzimba. Ngoba as we see me standing here today, it's because of that generosity family who decided to donate their lungs for their son to me. So that's why I'm standing here, standing tall today and calling myself as a Richie, because against all odds, but I managed to come from the ashes like a diamond. Thank you so much.
Good morning, children. Good morning, the grown-ups. My name is Herbert Moody. I've written a book. I'm 72 years old. I think I'm one of the oldest of here. And just started writing about 18 months ago. And this book is produced. It's here, Step by Step, by the Good Shepherd. It's about a story of, it's a poem, Psalm 23 from the Bible. It's written by a man that was a young boy like you, that fought with lions and bears and killed a giant when he was young. But the story of the book is about how his life was inspired, guided, and directed by a shepherd. And he was a shepherd boy, and he knew what it requires to be successful and to be valiant in life, strong in life, is to be cared by somebody. And his life, or these 6 verses that he writes about, is about how his life was directed, cared for, how he overcame, because he knew the shepherd. He was a shepherd himself. So the book is about how you can go through facing the challenges of life, knowing that you're cared for, knowing how to overcome fear, knowing how to handle goodness and mercy that only comes from the Good Shepherd. So as you read this book. It's an easy read, but it's inspirational, and it challenges you, or it guides you to overcome very, very serious challenges in life. And how do we need, from a very young age, direction, being cared for, and like one of the authors said earlier on, knowing that you are loved. The Good Shepherd does that. So God bless you.
Sanibonani. Dumela. Ngizokhuluma ngesingisi ngoba isiZulu ngizolahleka. Right. My name is Grace Mufamaji. I'm the author of this book, and the title of the book is In the Heart of Nursing: Stories of Grit, Grace and Growth. So it talks about nursing, and because I said in the heart of nursing, it's written by a nurse. I've been a nurse from the age of 19 years. That's when I entered the nursing profession as a teenager. And it talks about stories. So it's full of stories that shocked me, stories that were good, stories that were bad, and stories that were very ugly. And in that, it taught me that your background doesn't determine your destiny. If you're coming from a bad background where things are so bad at home, it does not mean that you cannot succeed in life. It also talks about being resilient. In the midst of all the turmoils, all the Goliaths that you meet on your way, you can still overcome. It talks about compassion. It says nursing is not just a profession to go and get money, but it's about compassion, it's about caring, it's about loving, it's about every good thing you can think about it. At the same time, it says nurses are human as well. They go through emotions, they carry emotional burdens, and therefore they are human beings like any other human beings. Therefore, they need to be cared for by themselves, by the system itself, by the families and those around them. So it talks to anyone. It talks to you. Some of you, you want to be nurses tomorrow. This is the best book to read. Some of your cousins are in nursing already. This is the best book to read because it will tell you how to navigate even the challenges within the profession. It talks to those that are writing policies, to policymakers, to say, what about the mental health of a nurse? What about the emotions of a nurse that is going through depression, that is going through everything that every human being goes through? So it's a book that if you are a church leader, it speaks to you. And in the book, it's my story, remember, what made me to survive. It was praying and crying to God and asking God for help. And yes, I made it until the end. So please read the book and you will learn so much, and you will help those that are in the profession and those that are dreaming of being in the profession, because it's not about money. Yes, we need money, but it's beyond that. Thank you.
Sanibonani. Hello, everyone. So, I was a teacher for 28 years. My name is Fran Reynolds. 28 long years. I love my job, and I wish that our children could read books that were set in South Africa. Before I say anything else, I want to say congratulations to you guys. You are so good. You are so well behaved. To your teachers, well done. You've done an amazing job with these children. Children, give yourselves a clap, please. I was a teacher. I know how hard it is to look after children and how hard it is for you to sit still, and you have done such a good job. So I began writing to write for children. I write books for children to learn to read from grade 1 to grade 6. I want you all to read. I want South Africa to be the best country in the world. And reading is such an easy way to get ideas in your head and to become clever. Because if you read, all those words are going in your head without you even realizing you are becoming clever. The more you read, the more clever you will become. And read anything. Read non-fiction, read fiction, read poems, read comics. Comics are great. Read anything you like. But guys, the more you read, the more clever you will become, and the better South Africa will be as a country. I want to read you one very short poem that I wrote for the children in my class. It's called Lunch Monkey. You all know what monkeys are? Yes. Well, we had monkeys in our school that came and stole the lunch whenever they could. So one day I wrote a poem about the monkeys. It says, "A monkey stole my lunch today. He did. He really did. He ate the sandwich, licked the box, and threw away the lid. Now, monk, I'd like to have a word. If only I could reach you. Next time, leave my sandwiches and rather take my teacher."
Hey everyone, I'm Sanabel and I've written a book of prose and poetry. It's called Lockdown Liftoff. I'm sure you all remember the days of the lockdown when you had to stay at home. So this book was inspired by Kitty O'Meara's prose poem, And the People Stayed Home. And I'm sure you enjoyed amusing yourselves with paper jets. Who knows how to make a paper jet? So that's on the cover here because we weren't allowed to travel by plane during that time. And this book is to help you find hope in a brighter tomorrow and to be resilient, as our speaker said, and to find your purpose in life. And an educator of mine once said, if you don't write, there'll be nothing to read. So that's to inspire you to write your stories, to tell your stories, and to bring hope into the world. Thank you so much.
To the one who is afraid to begin, I see you. You want more for yourself, your family, your future. But the fear of starting feels louder than the dream itself. Maybe you think it is too late. Maybe you feel too tired, too unqualified, too broken, too behind. But let me tell you something from one soul to another. You are not too late. You are right on time. Sanibonani, I am Unomvelo Umamgoma Wakashezi, and I am the author of Overalls to Aprons. Who is Shezi here? I hear somebody saying Shezi. Gananda, Daba, Shugulas. My story is about my journey from in the village to the city here in Durban and studying electrical engineering and working at SAPREF as an instrument artisan. And years later, I stopped working and I started the journey of Aprons to be full-time at home with our kids. Le ncwadi ke ngiyibhalele nina abantu abancane, umuntu ophuma emakhaya, umuntu ophuma elokishini, oyibuzayo ukuthi ngabe ngayibhala yini incwadi ngelinye ilanga. Ungayibhala. Ngikhona ngingomunye wabo abaphuma emakhaya ababhala incwadi. Ungakwenza. Ngiphinde futhi ngiyibhalele omama abahlele emakhaya. Othi mina ngikade ingane but nginephupho lokubhala but isikhathi asikho. Ungaqala kancane kancane ningatshela omama emakhaya ukuthi unephupho lokubhala, bhala kancane kancane kuze kuhlangane. Ijeni yami ke yokubhala ayivelanga nje yaqala ngimncane ngingangani, yaqala sengikhulile sengihlele ekhaya ngaqala ngazimisela ngokufunda izincwadi. Yilapho ke ngabona ababhala abafana no Sis Ayanda Moroto, and that's where I drew my inspiration from. I tell South African stories, and batabami izwe liyafuna ukuzwa ngeAfrika. Lana ke xoxa nangokuqala kwami ukugibela ibhanoyi ngiye phesheya ngiye Dubai. Ukuqala kwami ukuhamba ngemazweni oSaudi Arabia noBahrain. Ngakho ngithi ungaya noma ikuphi lo ufuna ukuya khona. Ungenza noma yini ofisa ukuyenza. As long as uyimisele. So ngithi bantu abami simiseleni, fundani, thandani umsebenzi wenu. Kuhle kakhulu ukuthi niqaleni bancane ukuzolalela ingxoxo njengalezi. Okuhle kodwa bantu bami ngiyabonga.
Sanibonani bantwana. Asibonge nje kwabahlele ukuthi basilethele iy'ngane labantwana kuhle kakhulu. Ithuba leli thina saliphanga kuliphupha. Uma nobaba kumbe umkhulu ubazi. Ngibhale le ncwadi ethi igugu lomzansi. Ngicabanga ukuthi niyalazi ukuthi igugu. Igugu into oyithandayo, into esemqoka. So le ncwadi ikhuluma ngento esemqoka lezi igugu zeNingizimu Afrika. Ikhuluma ngemvelaphi yabantu. Ukuthi abantu bavelaphi bakhona abantu emhlabeni begcwele umhlaba. Ikhulume nangolimi, language. Ukuthi ke laqala kuphi ulimi. Mhlawumbe ithanda bandadlana ngale ncwadi kodwa ke nizokhula nifice. Bese ikhuluma nangofuduko, immigration ebeyenzeka eAfrika. Bese iqhubeka izokhuluma ngezibongo. Uthe uzazi basically le ncwadi ikhuluma nge-identity. Wena uzazi ukuthi ubani, usuka kuphi, wavelaphi, nolimi olukhulumayo. Ngiyabonga abantu bami okuhle kwabo.
Good morning. Good morning, boys and girls. And teachers. My name is Gayshri Sharon Singh, and I know it's difficult to pronounce Gayshri, so you can call me Sharon. Now, I never consider myself as a writer. I am ADHD and also dyslexic. So guess who got the most hiding in school when she was growing up? I did. My book, I didn't even know I could write a book. I didn't even know I could write. Being an attorney by profession and running many businesses. During COVID, of course, you all know what happened. We had to go into isolation. I then decided to do something that I've always wanted to do, and that is write my story. Now, why my story, you would ask? My story because I'm considered very successful in KZN, if not in South Africa, but nobody knew my background. And my background is, I was born in rural Verulam, which is like 25 kilometers away from central Verulam, in a very rural area with no electricity and water and no toilets. Having been born there and basically even married in the same area, I was also exist in poverty. Other than that, there was a lot of abuse I've experienced from even younger than you are. So this book talks about that pain and how I claim myself and change that pain into power. So everything that rubbed against me actually made me shine, if that's the most simple way of putting it, and how that power brought me to my purpose. So this book is a journey to transformation. It's a memoir. But with the memoir, I just didn't want to talk only about my story. I wanted to help people with tools. So how did I get myself out of that situation? Those tools are in this book. And this book also gives you information on, and also when you're feeling ashamed or feeling like you've done something wrong. So that is this book. My second book came